Good evening, I'm Duke Root, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Nebraska defensive coordinator Tony White met with the media today after practice. White is in his second season as the head of the Black Shirts and was asked today on what he is looking out for on his defense.
We want to have the habits, okay? We want to create the habits of the best defense in the country, right? That's what we want to do. Okay, the best defense in the country, they have certain habits that they run to the ball, they're physical, and they play with ultimate confidence. You know, and so that was the thing, you know, making sure that those guys are confident. Like, they're big, they're strong and fast. You know, from what Corey, Mitch, and Kristen has been doing with them in offseason, they know what to do. They've been sitting in meetings. Bro, go out there and play. Go out there and play. You know, no hesitation, no fear. I think that's the next step, is to make sure that every guy believes, man, like they are monsters out there, that they can just go out and play fast and physical, and then we'll correct the stuff later, but just go out there and put it on tape and let's see.
We will hear more from Tony White later on in the show. Nebraska catcher Josh Caron was named to the Buster Posey National Collegiate Catcher of the Year Award watch list. Caron is batting .308 this season with 7 home runs, 40 RBIs, and 25 runs scored. Nebraska women's gymnastics rising senior Emma Spence is set to compete at the 2024 City of Jesolo Trophy in Jesolo, Italy on April 20th through 21st. Spence will represent Canada and is vying for a spot on the team's Olympic roster. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Coming up next is Hour 1 of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Lifted to right, and drifting over near the line is Williams, and looking up, and it is gone. Wind blows it right out of here. It's a grand slam for Will Walsh. It's 5-0 Big Red.
With Ravel as Andrews swings and lifts it right field and deep. Riono going back to the wall. It's gone! Home run, Billy Andrews! And that's the new record. She is the all-time home run queen at the University of Nebraska.
Now the 2-2 from Sears. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7 will end the 8th inning for Brett Sears, and he has gone 8 innings here on a Saturday afternoon.
The pitch from Chambers. Cope golfs one to center and deep. Going back Delgadillo, and it's gone! 3-run home run, Emerson Cope. Make it 5-2 Nebraska.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are, Thursday night Sports Nightly here on the Huskers Radio Network. Hope you had a great day today. Man, somebody turned the heat off outside. How chilly did it get today?
I'm not happy about it. I wanted the warmth to stay.
I kept telling you about these fall springs we keep getting.
Yeah, but I thought the fall spring was done. The fake spring I thought was...
First one. This is the second one.
Oh, there's 2 fake springs?
There's 2.
I thought the real spring was here, and we were moving forward with that. But hopefully it looks like it might be warming up by next Saturday, right?
70. I looked at the long range. 70, little clouds, but that's okay. We're not far off. 9 days away from the spring game. We're going to hear a lot of football chatter tonight here on the program because we're going to hear from Tony White, who met with the media today. Love hearing from Coach White. Also, Isaiah Neyor, who is a wide receiver transfer into the program. Isaiah was at Wyoming and then Texas, and he's been impressive for the Huskers in the spring practice. Jessica caught up with him. Looking forward to that conversation coming up in hour number 2. Also, a little Husker men's tennis. They're getting ready for their last home duel of the year. They're getting close to their Big Ten championships. Both the country club sports of tennis and golf are kind of ready for that. So looking forward to hearing from tennis. And, it's Thursday night. I think there's an arm wrestling match going on behind us about who will do the joke tonight.
Listen, Cole was down and out for the count last week. Duke stepped up in a big way. People love Duke. And, in fact, they were saying that they thought that they should duke it out to see who could.
Nice turn.
Yeah. To see who got to deliver the joke tonight. But Duke did a good job stepping in. Cole will be back for his regular programming. But I asked, we're going to have 2 maybe, do a duel here tonight. But sounds like Cole will be back in the seat tonight.
Is it a coincidence that Duke is here on a Thursday night or not?
I feel like, do they not normally have like their set days? He's usually here Thursday. That's what I thought.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought, a little conspiracy theory, me.
Because I thought when going back to when this thing started almost a year ago, that when he ran the joke by Duke, they were good. And when he ran the joke by like Camden or one of the other ones, it was not good.
Right.
So I feel like Duke's been a solid contributor to Cole's joke of the week from the start.
I do think Cole was practicing all afternoon, so I'm sure it'll be Cole tonight on the program. Last night you talked a lot about the transfer portal, some coming in for the Huskers. There is some news today about some former Huskers that have had landing spots. Eli Rice, who I was disappointed that he left. I thought he had a bright upside. He's going to go to Penn State. Jamarcus Lawrence is now landed at Rhode Island. Again, both guys I wish were still here, but they're not, and so you wish them well, and I know some people have been tracking that. And Matar Jope is going to go to Loyola Marymount, so he goes out to California. So there are 3 former Huskers that have found homes. Good for them. You worry about it because, Jessica, there's a lot more that get into the portal than there are openings and vacancies. So you hope that everybody finds a chair to sit in. So good for those 3 kids.
The news about Jamarcus broke, I think, right before we went on the show, and I was reading it. It sounds like the Maine fans are, Maine or Rhode Island?
Rhode Island.
Are really excited. Really excited.
Should be.
So I think he will go there and probably be a pretty big star, whereas, here he might not be as big a star because of the other pieces. So he might be a really kind of a bigger fish, if that makes sense, at there than, and for Matar, maybe he can get more playing time at Loyola. And Eli, I wish he would have not gone somewhere in the conference. But, so like you said, I wish a couple of them were still here. But, hey, it's where we're at. We're moving on, and here we go.
The big news in the state today as it relates to the portal is that Chucky Hepburn, the former Omaha Star that ended up going to Wisconsin's, had a fabulous career for the Badgers, enters the portal. Boy, this is late. I mean, their season's been over. It's been over a month. And Chucky's in the portal. I do not think, hope I'm wrong, but I do not think he ends up in Nebraska. I think there could be a package deal with him and Frankie Fiddler. And it would not shock me at all if he ends up at Creighton. I know that's going to make people's blood boil around here a little bit, but I don't see Chucky landing in Lincoln. Not after we picked up Raleigh from Utah earlier in the week.
It was like a week ago, we were saying that we thought Frankie would probably end up in Wisconsin with Chucky.
Right. I think they're going together somewhere.
They have a plan to me.
Yes.
I think this to me suggests that they've got a plan in place. And I don't know how well, I mean, obviously you'll always take somebody that can score it like Frankie, but I don't know how his game translates to the Big Ten.
Agreed.
I don't know if he's an elite defender, if he can lock down defensively, if he's physical enough. I don't know, and I haven't watched him play enough. I know he can score it at a high level, but does he fit everything else? I don't know. And then there's now 2 point guards on this roster, and that's what Chucky is. And they love Aaron Eulis, and they have loved him. They just raved about him all year long. And so it just does not make sense for, I don't think both of them, I don't know if either of them are a fit for what they're doing here. I don't know. I mean, like, and I get that they are big time talents and local talents, but if they're a package deal, I don't see it happening here.
Stephen Bellevue, who's kind of been on this for us on our text line, just said, scratch the Badgers and the Huskers. This is going to be a package deal, kind of what we were just saying, I think. And that's been my gut once the news of Chucky came today for the last 6 hours. He goes, I think there might be another team in the mix. Maybe it's Baylor, talking to both those guys. So now they may be out there, little battle to who writes the bigger check.
Because maybe not every program needs the one or the, it's like Chucky might not be a fit everywhere Frankie is, and Frankie might not be a fit everywhere Chucky is. But hey, if you want one,
you got to take both.
Yeah. And so where can we go that we can both fit and both be significant and play together? Not go and not have roles together. So it's probably seeing, hey, where can we get the most out of our situation together? Not just, hey, here's one guy and the other guy might not play as many minutes or might not have the role that he wants, but both of them being what they want to be together.
I just don't think, and Coach might correct me later, I just don't think Fred Hoiberg is going to lose sleep tonight. I think they've known. I think they've moved on. I think they know what guys they're still targeting because we still have, at least 3 available, right? 3 scholarships to get filled.
Yeah, I was asking yesterday after the news came in, but I think it's at least 3, maybe 4.
Maybe 4.
And it could be one of those things because they were going to hold on to that scholarship a year ago, and then they found Matar late. Remember, it was like in July.
Yeah, it was over the summer.
That they found him, and they ended up having that scholarship. So I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't utilize, if they held on to one of them. But I would think that we're going to have here at least two, maybe probably 3 more additions here coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so they're on it. That staff's been all over it. They've been active. They've been. I put my trust in them because they've done this the last 2 off seasons and put together really competitive teams. I know they're going to do it again.
And it just, Bryce Williams is a really, really, really great basketball player, and Juwan Gary is a really good basketball player and plays his role so well. And you've got to find guys that are okay with maybe taking the back seat, because Bryce Williams is going to be the guy, I think.
Is.
And we're still waiting on Rink. We'll see what his status is. But we saw Bryce really emerge at the end of the season to show how elite he could be when he's aggressive. And he's really hard to guard. He's hard to stop because he just, with his size and what he can bring to the court, he's a 3-level scorer that is, it's just hard to guard him. And so I think, to me, and it will be everybody contributes, but I think the focus is going to be about Bryce. And so not everybody is going to be okay with that's coming in. So some of the guys that they might be talking to want to go be the guy, which is probably why we saw guys leave. But to me, nobody that they're bringing in are going to be the guys because we've got the guys here already.
Still waiting on some kind of final verdict from Rink. And when you're talking about the makeup of the team, don't forget Sam Hoiberg.
I know.
And I know he's not a scholarship guy, but he's a glue player.
Oh, yeah.
He pulls everybody together. I think it's huge that he's still a part of this thing. So, again, I'll sleep well tonight knowing Coach Hoiberg's got this deal under control.
So Derek Walker, when I talked to him back in February, was it February, January? He said that when Sam was redshirting, and even just before his role really grew after the injuries, that he talked to him a couple times like, why don't you transfer and go somewhere? You can go play somewhere. You can go play. But he waited his time. So he's a guy that could play a lot of different programs. But that's the luxury of being the coach's kid, that he doesn't count against so you have your 6th man and a guy he's one of the defensive captains along with Juwan. He's really, really good on the defensive end and knows what the tone and the culture that they want to set on the defensive end. He makes those game-winning plays. How many times have we heard, some of the big plays that change the tide of games? He might not have the stat on the stat sheet, but a lot of times he might have ignited it. Yeah. He might have started the play or got his hand on a ball. And so he makes those game-winning plays. He's a huge piece to the puzzle. But it's a luxury because he doesn't count against the scholarship. So I think that's why we sometimes leave him out of the conversation, because he doesn't count against the scholarship count, but he's absolutely, that is what a luxury for Coach Hoiberg and the staff to have him that you can add around him, but he doesn't count against your numbers.
I think for a lot of Husker fans, he might be their favorite player.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the way he plays, dives on the floor, flipping balls back in play, stealing a basketball from somebody. And
he loves his place so much.
He does.
He loves it so much. So
I did do a little happy dance when I heard that Gavin Griffiths was coming. You knew that I really wanted him from Rutgers. I think he's a star in the making.
I do, too. I mentioned this a little bit last night, and Cole and I talked about it. He was highly recruited and is an elite shooter. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Rutgers was the right system for him.
No.
So you look at his stats and people are like, oh, it's whatever. But I think he's going to thrive in Coach Hoiberg's system. I don't think he went to the right system. Nothing against Rutgers, but I just don't think that was the right fit for him and his skill set. If there's a player that fits to a T, it's him.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he saw that when because the Huskers played them twice. So I think he saw that. I'm like, man, that's a fun system. I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of people that wanted Gavin, and he's an East Coast player. For him to come all the way out here, he must have really liked what he saw.
And someone that's got Big Ten experience.
Correct.
Which is
huge.
Because I think that was an adjustment a little bit for some of these guys, Rink, Bryce, I even talked to them about it. They had mentioned it. It's just, it's different. And so for him to transfer in and have already got knowledge of what it's going to take night in and night out in the Big Ten, I think is also a plus.
The physicality of the league jumps at people.
Yeah.
Even in the sport of football, people talk about, the offense and defensive lines in this league just wear you down. Tough day for the Badgers. Not only did Chucky leave, but A.J. Storrs is now a Jayhawk. Kansas has him now, so Wisconsin has really taken some hits in the portal here in the offseason. All right, full boat of 2 hours coming your way. We want your part in it with a call or a text, 402-413-2400. Fire us off a text if you want to be a part of the information as well. Time to tell you that Hy-Vee is offering their all-new Hy-Vee Perks program. Sign up for the totally free Hy-Vee Perks program and enjoy exclusive perks, pricing on hundreds of items in-store and online. Score big savings today at Hy-Vee.com/perks. We're back to hear from Tony White, Husker defensive coordinator. We'll do that next.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunny's at Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
Discover the entire lineup of luxurious sedans and SUVs at Genesis of Southwest Omaha, like the powerful and thrilling Genesis G70. Plus, receive a low APR of 2.9% for 48 months on the 2024 Genesis GV80. Start your car buying journey online at southwestomahagenesis.com today. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra. Repayment of $22.09 a month for 48 months for $1,000 financed for well-qualified buyers. No down payment required. Offer expires May 1st, 2024. See dealer for details.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey Huskers, it's a new day in Nebraska. Manzer Equipment, Mertz Farm Equipment, and West Point Implement of Columbus have teamed up as True Ag and Turf. Coach Rule is bringing innovation and high performance standards to Husker football, and True Ag is doing the same to your farm with game-changing Fendt equipment. As Big Red establishes power on the field, True Ag and Turf does the same in the field by welcoming Fendt to Nebraska. Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunny's at Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers! Huskers.
Woodhouse GMC is bringing you more. With every new GMC purchase from Woodhouse, we're including 3 years of scheduled maintenance. Plus, with our current lease offers going on now, you'll save even more. Lease a 2024 GMC Terrain SLE for $397 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year. $0 due at signing. Woodhouse GMC. We are professional grade. With approved credit. Must finance with GM Financial. Must currently lease a 2019 or newer Buick or GMC vehicle to qualify. Offer expires April 30th, 2024. See dealer for details.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Thursday night. That's our last show of the week. Husker baseball tomorrow night as they'll welcome the Terrapins of Maryland to Haymarket Park, and they might have some beverages available tomorrow night. The Board of Regents has their meeting tomorrow morning where they are going to vote on approving alcohol sales at Haymarket Park for both Husker baseball and softball. And I'm told if it passes, the taps will be on tomorrow night. How about that?
Well, that's what I thought. And Cole and I tried to talk about it last night. Cole wanted no part of speculating.
Cole would sit down and have a beverage and watch a game, I think. So, and he's legal age.
It's more so just jealousy that they get to enjoy it while I'm here in the studio.
Yeah.
Well, you've got interns now. You can run out there for an inning or something.
That's right. That's right.
But
a lot of people think it's way overdue.
I feel like if you could list maybe the 5 things that we get texted the most about,
That might be one of them.
That was one.
Yeah.
One of the top 5 that we have seen a lot roll through here over the last couple of years, especially since it got implemented at PBA.
Right.
Because a lot of people want to sit out there and have a beer while they're watching a ball game.
That's kind of what that sport and beer kind of go hand in hand. They really do.
Yeah,
So.
and it's a huge revenue generator for athletic programs, and I know they'll still work out those terms, but at least they're getting it done here to finish out the season, especially when it's nice.
Sure, although it's going to be 55 tomorrow or whatever.
Well, yeah, but
is there a limit? Does the temperature have to be above a certain limit to enjoy a beverage?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think most people would tell you that maybe they would, even if it was cold, they would drink one to warm up, maybe.
That's a question for the big dog.
Yeah, the big dog would have an expert answer on that.
He would have an answer on that. All right, time for tonight's practice report.
The 1890 Initiative presents the Nebraska Football Practice Report.
We're talking about practice.
Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com.
Well, it's been documented that the Huskers had their first scrimmage of the spring last Saturday. They'll have another one this Saturday. How did scrimmage 1 go for the defense? After kind of saying some good things early in his meeting with the media today, Tony White did reveal that the head coach wasn't so pleased.
You're never good enough. Now the really cool thing, okay, I'm gonna say this because I don't think he'll say it, that after the scrimmage when we came back and watched it, coach got on me because it wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough, and so we went back and we looked, because this group of guys in the locker room, they do what you ask, man. These guys are blue collar. They make coaching fun, So I looked at it and we went back as a defense staff and said, how can we do this? And so we tweaked some things on defense and explained to them, and I apologized to the guys. I said, hey guys, this is my fault. This is what we want to look like. This is what we want to do, and showed them. And Tuesday they went out there and they ran around with their hair on fire, and I was like, wow. I think everybody's like, holy cow, what's going on? And then today, to start it off, they had the same attitude towards them. So I had to apologize to the guys. It was my fault, you know what I mean? And it was really fun to watch those guys, Jamari, Bullock, Giff. I mean, those guys, Keese, go out there with the little a little chip on their shoulder and fly around. So again, you're never good enough. You're always tweaking something. You're always trying to challenge somebody. You're always trying to make sure that guys are getting better and not. And when coach jumped us for that, like it was a great thing. You know what I mean? So we were able to redefine some things.
One thing that I've gathered from talking to these defensive players, they want to be challenged because they are so unbelievably hungry. They want to be elite. And in fact, I think they probably don't like it when they don't hear, hey, they want to constantly get better. Mm-hmm. And so if they are challenged, I guarantee you they took that bull by the horns, hey, we're gonna right this wrong. So it seems this day and age when you hear about a lot of players that don't like to be coached hard and don't like to be challenged, and when it gets tough, they want to run. This, especially I feel like on the defensive side of the ball, it is not the case because I feel like they welcome it because they just, you can just tell talking to them, especially this spring too, because I feel like last spring it was still we don't know. You know, we're figuring this out. It's crazy. It's chaos. We're running around, but we don't know. And then throughout the fall, you really felt them start to believe and buy in. And then, so I think now in this spring, they know it works. And so they are just highly, highly motivated to take this even to another level.
I thought that was a fascinating soundbite just because he was able to admit, hey, coach got on us.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay with it. Like, yeah, we want to be coached hard too by our head coach.
Yeah, I mean, especially because probably sometimes too, even that's why there's a team of coaches, right? There's probably some things too, hey, why didn't you do this? Oh, okay, good thought. So, yeah, I mean, just always challenging. And, you know, Tony White will probably be the first to raise his hand and wants to continue to get better. I mean, it's why he wanted to stay, and because he could be a head coach, but I think he thought, hey, I got a little bit more I can learn. And he feels like he's learning a lot from Coach Rule. So I think he again, like the guys that he's talking about, they welcome that. He welcomes that.
There certainly were positives during the scrimmage, and one guy and one name that keeps coming up is Bly Hill, who was a Division II transfer to Nebraska, played at St. Francis back in Pennsylvania last year, Division II school, made the jump up to Nebraska in the Big Ten, but boy, his name keeps coming up, and it again came up today from Tony White.
Yes, you know, again, not because there's so many guys that are improving, but he was just noticeable because he had 2-3 plays where it's just like, hey, it's you and the ball, you and the defender, you and the offensive guy, and he happened to make those plays. So it was good to see a guy like that who he worked the whole offseason with Coach Coop as all those guys did, but he does exactly what you ask. You know, he really absorbs the information and applies it on the grass. You see him working on things. He's really deliberate in his practice. So it's good for him to show out like that.
You gotta love that when you're hearing guys that maybe you didn't have on your top of your list of maybe to watch out for, the fact that hey, he's emerging, and when it's a name that keeps coming up over and over again, you know that they're consistently performing day in and day out.
Something there, right?
Yeah.
He physically reminds me, and I just told you just during the clip, that he reminds me of Javen Wright, Buddha. They're both about 6'3", 6'4", so he's a longer corner, which that's good because sometimes you're going to face big, tall, wide receivers. To have somebody 6'3" that can play out on the edge, that's a real valuable thing to have.
He was Buddha before Buddha put on the weight. Buddha looks huge.
He is bigger. Yeah, and that's a good point. Yeah,
they are liking him there at that inside linebacker spot.
Let's go to the inside linebackers now because, you know, Luke Reimer graduated, moved on. Nick Henrich graduated, has moved on. Lost a lot of snaps and experience in that room and at that position. How's that group been competing? Here's the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, the without those two guys, I mean, you got guys like Mackay, you got Javen, Buddha, Bullock has really been, you know, and I think I said this before, that last year he was a safety, learned how to play linebacker, and so far this spring he's really stepped it up. I mean, he is a linebacker, and he's now, I think you can see in the speed of how he's playing in practice, how comfortable he's starting to get, and he's just seeing things a little faster. He's a little bit more aggressive on the ball. And then you got those other guys starting to show up. I mean, Jacob Bauer's doing a really nice job. He's starting to flash and show. Gage Stanger, Steph Thompson. Now, you know, he's worked himself into shape. I mean, he knows the defense. So now he's starting to put things together in there. I mean, so you got a lot of guys who are starting to come up. I mean, but again, it's all about the build up to Saturday, right? Because Saturday is just like a game, and that's where you really get a chance to say, okay, this is who I am, you know.
So we talked about how Nick Henrich is working in the athletics department this semester, and I ran into him on Saturday, and I was chatting with him about the linebackers without him and Luke Reimer, and I said, I just keep hearing John Bullock's name over and over again. He goes, Johnny B. So there you go. You can call him Johnny B in the broadcast on Saturday. But he said he's ready. He was ready for that, you know, and they are not surprised that a lot of times that can be concerning. I think when you lose leaders like that, how does that, but they have full trust and confidence in knowing that he can step right in and be that voice and be that guy. And I've heard his name without even asking over and over again throughout the spring. So he's definitely stepping into that leadership role, which is a natural leadership role.
It is.
But he's embracing being more of that, you know, taking more of that on. And I think learning how to do that and play at a high level, maybe that was what he was learning last year, and now it's starting to come together. Because that can be a lot to take on, just, hey, this is what you're expected as a player. And that was the first time that he was getting a lot of significant playing time. But now you got to be this leader and this voice out there. And I think it takes time for some guys to really get clicking.
And I'm comfortable with Mekhi Bear. I think he made enough plays last year. And I think we talked about this just even a couple nights ago. Javen Wright, by the end of last year, was making play after play after play. So I'm not, that room I'm going to miss seeing Luke and Nick, but that room doesn't worry me.
I talked to Mekhi today, and he was going on and on about Buddha, Javen Wright, and what he has brought in, his physicality, and he is not afraid to hit and hit hard. And he goes, we needed that. And he also went on and on about Vincent Schaefer's. So that's a guy that I am really excited to see on the spring game, because he said, watch out for him. But they love that depth. And that's another spot where we saw a lot of guys running in and out, whether they were hurt or not. They did rotate a lot there at that position, so they need a bunch of guys.
Schaefer's, who was committed to Miami for a long time, then it got sideways with the Hurricanes. Their loss, I think, is going to be our game with Vincent Schaefer's. Okay, Ty and Nash aren't doing a lot. They're almost getting in fights, I guess, with Pot Rose because they want to be out there more. And the scrimmage last week, they were kind of charting things. They weren't even letting them scrimmage last week. And so Tony White was asked, do you cut the defensive line some slack because you don't have those two big bodies out there in a scrimmage? This is a great answer.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Riley, you got the Vincent Carroll Jackson in there. Sua is come on, and he's starting to show like, hey, he belongs. I mean, again, those guys, T-Knight does a great job of mixing those guys around from tackle to end, from first to second, you know, and then the competition daily on the grading, you know, the depth chart is never the same. You're always moving guys up, moving guys down based off of performance. So it's a good competition in there for guys to get better.
If you would have asked that question to Terrence Knighton, do you give them a little bit of slack? He'd say, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely.
We expect them to play like those guys.
Yes. They want to be able to. How many times did when I was talking to you guys about, hey, this is the next rotation for the defensive line, it was a hockey line change, just keeping bodies fresh. And they want to be able to run guys in and out in any kind of situation and there not be a drop-off. And so I think that's good. And Searles and I got into that the other day talking about the offensive line, but you could say that that's, you know, also building the depth for the defensive line, because had Ty not been hurt last year and they not had all the bodies, do you think Cam and Princeville would have been as ready to go? Because they got a lot of opportunities last spring, you know what I mean? So I think that's where this is a time where it's great opportunities to really be able to get guys ready and build that depth. And you don't need to see that from Ty and Nash every day. You just don't. And let's make it out of here healthy with those guys and build the guys around them. And this is just such a critical time to do that.
And they've mentioned Gift, too. They go, we know what Gifford can do. We don't need to see him do it on April 15th or 16th or whatever. We need him in September when we're playing games that are real games. I love getting one side of the ball's opinion on the other side of the ball. So this is our last clip from the coach. What's he seen from Nebraska's offense, and are they being challenged by Nebraska's offense?
Yeah, I mean, again, they They number one is running the ball. You know, I don't think the offense got enough credit for how well they ran the ball, because it reflected on us being able to play the run. You know what I mean? Number one. And then number two, with all three quarterbacks and Coach Thomas developing them and tweaking things on offense, like you're having to defend so much more. You know what I mean? So that's going to definitely 100% get us ready for what we're going to see, especially with the new additions of the schools out west.
Love that, because, you know, we talk about last year and comparing certain things, but as Tony White said, hey, if we don't see it in practice and they're not doing a good job in practice, we aren't as good as we are against the run and defending the run on Saturdays. But I talked to Searles a little bit about that the other day, about, you know, those three quarterbacks, while they're all learning the same kind of playbook, they are different, and they do provide different looks, and they have different skill sets of what they do best. And so that is giving this defense a lot of good looks, because for Heinrich, you better be ready for him to take off and run. Yeah. And you better be able to get him down to the ground. And then, you know, for those other guys too, it's just it's a different look. So that's got to be a good opportunity for this defense, just to see three pretty different quarterbacks.
So there's our practice report with defensive coordinator Tony White here on the program. Woodhouse Auto Family, they are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenience sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. All right, text lines, phone lines back open for you, 402-413-2400. We're back with more of Hour 1 next.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
Husker fans, it's baseball season, and your Nebraska baseball team wants to see you at Haymarket Park. Season tickets, diamond deals, and single game tickets are on sale now. Get your tickets today and help the Huskers show everyone in the country why there is no place like Nebraska. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Experience personalized service and exceptional deals at Woodhouse Lincoln. With cutting-edge technology and incredible design, Woodhouse Lincoln is the place to find your next luxury vehicle. Lease a 2024 Lincoln Aviator for $759 a month for 39 months, 10,500 miles per year. Or purchase with 2.9% APR for 36 months. With approved credit, security deposit waived. Stock L240075. $5,000 down payment plus first payment and $299 fee due at site. Offer expires 4/30/2024. See dealer for details.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works for me, and it can work for you too. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Acres, Midwest's premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. 402-413-2400, the number if you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text. Art in Los Angeles. Hey, guys, who do you think will be the captains? Do you think most of the captains will be from the defense this season? Remember, they rotate them, at least they did this last year, different captains every game. It'll be interesting when they do the single-digit numbers this summer, how many are defense compared to offense.
Yes. I think they'll keep that, and I know that that's what they've done in the past, but I think that the team really liked that, and so it will be. I don't even know if I could even tell you that right now. I could probably give you like 3 or 4, but
Gifford would probably get one. Bullock, maybe.
Gifford, absolutely. Bullock, because Bullock got a single digit last year.
He did.
So I think
Nash.
he will get his. Nash got a single digit. Ty got a single digit.
Yeah, so there's 4.
Yeah. But I think you probably add 1 or 2 more because both Nick and Luke had single digits.
Right.
So that was it 6?
Billy Kemp had 1.
Yes. I need to pull it up.
Jeff Sims had 1.
Yes.
So, and then Piper got one, but because he couldn't wear it. He was kind of an honorary winner of that deal. So, to me, and Art, I think they'll probably rotate captains each week during the football season. But to me, the fascinating thing will be those single-digit numbers. Let's head to the phone. Let's go out to Wyoming. Bob, you're up next here on Sports Nightly. Good evening.
Hey, guys. Glad to talk to you. Hey, I used to live, last year I lived in Lincoln. I moved out to Level, Wyoming. And so before I get started, we have a place out here called Queen Bee, who everything's made out of honey and from the bees that they have out here.
Yeah.
Would like to send you a taste of Wyoming, if I could. If you guys could text me an address to send it to you. And I would put it in care of both Greg and Jessica.
Just look up the address for the stadium. I think it's 1 Memorial Stadium Drive.
One stadium. Let me see.
Yeah, I think it's 1 Memorial Stadium Drive. You send it that and find a zip, and then it'll get to us.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
1 Memorial Stadium Drive, Lincoln, Nebraska, and then just put Greg and Jessica.
Okay. Yeah, because you guys, if you guys like honey,
yeah,
everything is made
who
out
doesn't?
of honey. Their chocolates are made out of honey. Yeah, it's awesome. And I got a confession, guys. I got away from football for a while. I thought Nebraska was going to really go 9-3 this last year. They really had a great shot, and after they didn't, it just kind of. It took me almost well after the first of the year to get over this, because I really thought they could go 9-3. If you look back at Rule's tenure, first year, they don't do very well, and doing what they did last year and almost being in all those games last year, the last 4 games. I've got high expectations for this team. this year. Not just a bowl, but we could be in the hunt to play for conference title, I believe, against Michigan or Ohio State. We're right there. We're right there. We just got to get over this. We just got to get over this hump and quit losing all these close games and finding ways to lose. So, but I'm excited for this year. I will not be back this year probably for football season or for the red and white game. It'll be the first time I missed it in a long, long time. But I just had rotator cuff surgery on the 4th of April. So I am still recovering, and about August, September, October, somewhere in there, I've got the left one to do. So I'm probably going to miss the season. But you know what? I'm not going to miss it because you guys are going to be on the radio, and I always listen to you guys even when I'm at the stadium. I listen to you guys. So, yeah, I'm not going to miss a beat, and I'm looking forward for you guys broadcasting the red and white game and giving me a good idea of what's going on. I love you guys, and, go Big Red, and let's get this baseball team back on track, and so we can win not only conference championship, but get into the College World Series and make some noise there too.
There you go.
I was there for the volleyball. I was one of the 92,000 plus, and I had said at that time when I got my tickets that, hey, watch for a sellout, and everybody thought I was crazy, And then it's like, well, yeah, but they're already ready. Yeah, they didn't even think about a sellout until after they put the tickets on sale 3 different times after they'd sold them out. Sold them out 3 different times. So yeah, so let's go Huskers. I'm back in it again, and we
were waiting for it, Bob. We were waiting for you to get the party started. It kind of took you a minute.
Hey, you know what? And this summer, when you guys go on vacation, think about coming up here and looking me up. You guys got my phone number. Think about coming up here and looking me up in Lovell, Wyoming. Beautiful, beautiful. And hopefully that we can go out to or I can show you where the canyon is. See the water.
All right, Bob. Hey, Bob, we're getting late to a break. We got to get a break in. Glad to have you back on the team. We've missed you. Keep that thing, and we'll be looking for that honey, right, coming in a few weeks.
Can't wait.
Love that. Great stuff there. Hey, Husker fans, check out the all-new Hy-Vee Perks program. Sign up for the totally free Hy-Vee Perks program and enjoy exclusive perks pricing on hundreds of items in-store and online. Score big savings today at Hy-Vee.com/perks. We're back to wrap up Hour 1 next.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Don't miss out on limited-time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowes.com for details.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Grant Hansen with Campus News. As worldwide leaders in ag technology, UNL faculty and students innovate using emerging technologies to improve yields and nutrition, and designing wireless in-field networks increasing precision in agriculture. Plus, UNL is breaking ground on a $7.2 million feedlot innovation center near Meade. UNL is doing big things for the future of agriculture.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Did I forget something?
No, just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, don't forget to buckle up. Drive safe.
I will. Love you too.
Someone is counting on you to buckle up. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Final few minutes of hour one here tonight. Love having Bob back. Bob, you're not alone. I know a lot of people were disappointed at the end of the season, and sometimes you got to push away, kind of get your center back, and then get fired up for another season. And that's what we're going to be doing in the coming months.
But that's what's so great about this fan base.
Resilient.
They are the absolute most resilient bunch, and they a little disappointed, but they always come back. They're always there, and they are so loyal. So, hey, I looked up the number or the roster from last year. We forgot Deshaun Singleton was 8, and Quentin Newsom was 6. So, all but 2 were defensive players.
Might be close to that again, don't you
Just
think?
because the offensive linemen can't wear single digits.
Right.
So if there were going to be one of those guys, one of those guys might be, but maybe a Fedoni.
I could see Jamal Banks earning a single digit.
But it's just, I don't know.
Can tight ends wear single digits?
I don't know.
I think they
Can
can.
they?
I think they can. So he might, but I'll say Jamal Banks gets one of them.
Because maybe one of the running backs. I don't know.
Possibly. Yeah,
Just because
possibly.
how much
Emmett.
Ramir is
Or
loved.
Ramir,
Yeah.
That was fun, how they did that. And was it in June or July that we started to learn those? You remember?
It was in August, wasn't it? It wasn't in fall camp?
Was it in camp that we finally?
And it was like a little bit at a time. We found out, it was in fall. It was in fall camp because remember we found out the last 2 right before the season started, or the last 3, and we were worried about getting everything on the big screen because their jerseys
flipping the roster. They had taken their snapshots in June, and they had to go back and retake some guys.
So it was definitely throughout fall camp, and they released like the first 3, and then the next 2, and then 3, and then 2, and so it was kind of periodically.
Nice. All right, I'll look forward to that again. That was so much fun last year to learn the reveal of those things, and it means a lot. I think they turned it, and it meant a lot to the team, and then it meant an awful lot to the players who got them, because you knew it was coming from your team, not the coaches. This was from your peers that were voting for this for you. So fantastic stuff. Hey, Woodhouse Auto Family, they are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. 1 hour in the books. We're going to hear from Isaiah Neyor, another wide receiver transfer into the Husker football program, and a preview of men's tennis as they get ready for their final home duel of the 2024 season. That's coming up here this weekend. We'll learn all about that. And hey, Thursday night, it's joke night. Cole's ready for another spectacular way to end the night. We'll do all that coming up next hour.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Good evening, I'm Duke Root, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Nebraska defensive coordinator Tony White met with the media today after practice. White is in his second season as the head of the Blackshirts and was asked today on what he is looking for out of his defense.
We want to have the habits, okay? We want to create the habits of the best defense in the country, right? That's what we want to do. Okay, the best defense in the country, they have certain habits that they run to the ball, they're physical, and they play with ultimate confidence. You know, and so that was the thing, you know, making sure that those guys are confident. Like, they're big, they're strong and fast. You know, from what Corey, Mitch, and Kristen has been doing with them in offseason, they know what to do. They've been sitting in meetings. Bro, go out there and play. Go out there and play. You know, no hesitation, no fear. I think that's the next step, is to make sure that every guy believes, man, like they are monsters out there, that they can just go out and play fast and physical, and then we'll correct the stuff later, but just go out there and put it on tape and let's see.
Nebraska catcher Josh Caron was named to the Buster Posey National Collegiate Catcher of the Year Award watch list. Caron is batting .308 this season with 7 home runs, 40 RBIs, and 25 runs scored. Nebraska women's gymnastics rising senior Emma Spence is set to compete at the 2024 City of Jesolo Trophy in Jesolo, Italy on April 20th through 21st. Spence will represent Canada and is vying for a spot on the team's Olympic roster. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Coming up next is Hour 2 of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Lifted to right, and drifting over near the line is Williams, and looking up, and it is gone. Wind blows it right out of here. It's a grand slam for Will Walsh. It's 5-0 Big Red.
With Ravel as Andrews swings and lifts it right field and deep. Riano going back to the wall. It's gone! Home run, Billy Andrews! And that's the new record. She is the all-time home run queen at the University of Nebraska.
Now the 2-2 from Sears. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7 will end the 8th inning for Brett Sears, and he has gone 8 innings here on a Saturday afternoon.
The pitch from Chambers. Cope golfs one to center and deep. Going back Delgadillo, and it's gone! 3-run home run, Emerson Cope. Make it 5-2 Nebraska.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
And we have an old-fashioned honey throwdown right now here on Sports Honey. We had Bob, who moved to Wyoming and is making honey, and then Rudy in Florida says, hey, my cousin has a beehive farm in David City. I'll have him send you guys some honey. You can test it against the Wyoming honey and see how it goes.
I love honey. I use honey a lot. So I am all for that. And honey's kind of expensive now.
Yeah, it is.
So I am all for it. Let's do it.
How did we stumble into a honey challenge on a Thursday night in April?
Hey, send it. I know we have listeners and viewers from all over the country. If you got some honey you want to send us, we'll take it all.
Fantastic.
We will do all the taste testing of honey across the country.
Welcome back, Hour 2, Sports Nightly here on a Thursday night. Going to hear from Isaiah Neyor, who is the new wide receivers in the Huskers football team, a transfer that started at Wyoming, went to Texas. Now he's in Lincoln, Nebraska. Going to catch up with him here in a couple of minutes. We'll talk some men's tennis later in the hour as well. They're getting ready for their final home duo of the year, so looking forward to that conversation. And it's a Thursday, which it means it's Cole's Joke of the Week. But we'll start the hour by going to Kearney and talking to Kelly. Good evening, Kelly. Welcome to the program.
Hey, thank you so much, and love you guys. Greg, praying for you and praying for Jessica too. You have a great program. I'm looking forward to the red-white game, and good luck to you both this season.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Kelly. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the phone call. We will have a 2-hour pregame show next Saturday. Damon will join me for that. Jessica will be down on the sidelines. So 9 o'clock is when our coverage will begin on the 27th for a little
That's got a
spring
nice
game.
ring to it. Kelly and Carney.
Does ring off, rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? That's pretty cool thing there as well. Hey, if problem gambling is burning up your money, there's a way out. Help is free and confidential for Nebraskans and their families. There's no judgment, just help. Visit lifeafterbet.com. As we roll through here on a Thursday night, and an old friend of ours, our old producer Andrew, is checking in on us tonight. Hello, buddy. How you been?
Let's go.
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Hanging in there. Good to hear your voice.
And good to hear you guys. It was definitely due time for me to hop on the call. Jess and I have been talking a lot, and she's always, hey, you got to hop and get in the call. And I said, I will. But, season definitely hit me pretty quick once this all happened in the transition. So, I thought this was a great time. I just wanted to kind of hop on and just thank you guys, especially you, Greg, for everything that you guys have done for me and my growth as, growing up, man. It's crazy. I think about all our times, and it's just amazing what you guys have done for me. Bringing me down to the cafeteria, little things that you did to I miss our time and everything that we've done, and I just cannot thank you guys, especially you, Greg, for my growth. And, it's crazy enough, we actually had a huge audit the other day from the G League, and they sent out a report that my team got top 4 in everything for engagements and everything across, just a little Oshkosh, Wisconsin compared to, to Raptors as a country, just all these other cities, huge cities that are kind of taking over. South Bay Lakers have their team, Maine Celtics are huge, and to beat those teams and just really have my voice and really get back in the social atmosphere to see me grow in that has been amazing. But just really starting to get my foot in the door with you guys and grow there and be a producer and someone who had all the, a lot of pressure and a lot of things that I worked to get to, I couldn't thank you guys anymore. So,
well, hey, Crypto King in the chat he's already said hi, and he's got a helmet for you.
Oh my goodness. It's so, you know what? My scooter is in my closet and I have not used it in so long.
Oh.
It's sad.
Cole's carried on the scooter tradition for you.
No, I know. I saw it, and that was amazing. I kind of, occasionally just whip around, but that Wisconsin, I swear, there's snow every day. So I never use that thing anymore, I swear.
Well, Andrew, it's great to hear your voice. We're so proud of you. I knew you would be a success in whatever you did, and I know that's not your last stop on the ladder either. You're going to keep climbing it up, and whatever little part we had in your success, you're taking it to a whole new level, and so we're really, really proud of you.
No, I appreciate it. I got to shadow my first NBA game last week, so the Celtics-Bucks game, I was on the court. I got to really interact in the locker room with the Bucks team, so it's just it's amazing what I'm doing just with the G League level, but it's still such a connectivity at the G League with the NBA. I'm heading down right now to Milwaukee to work there tomorrow, but the Bucks already play the Pacers on Sunday, which is a huge, battle. Tyrese Halliburton, the Oshkosh, Wisconsin kid. That's a lot of stuff that's going, back and forth from that series. So I'm going to shadow that, and it's going to be a lot of fun getting some more, experience at the NBA level with that. So I got my Bucks. Hopefully Giannis is back for that. Dame time's Dame time in the playoffs. So
how about my Thunder though?
Cylinders.
OKC Thunder.
My goodness. Hey, and the OKC Blue won the G League championship.
We got it rolling.
So you guys are cooking right now. So it's impressive to see what the young guys are doing from the G League to the NBA level for Oklahoma City. So
you also followed really closely. You also followed really closely the Nebraska basketball team. You were a big fan of what they did this season.
Oh my goodness, that man Juwan Gary. Coach Fred deserves all the credit. I've just seen the growth that I had from when he was doing his shows every game and just seeing where his team is at, and that team was just amazing. K-State, it was so much fun just being up in Wisconsin, and everyone was coming and talking to me like, "Oh my God, you guys are cooking. K-State's talk of the town right now. It's like, it didn't feel like anybody was talking about A.J. Storr. It's like, I felt like they would talk about Nebraska every time instead of up at Wisconsin. Chucky, I was like, they weren't talking about him or anything. They were talking about just the noise that Nebraska was making. So to kind of see that, just really, you know, the years with Trey, Bryce, everyone, when I was there, and just see them really get there is just amazing.
Fantastic. Damon wants to know if you've gotten rid of all your Duke stuff.
You know, I always have my Duke stuff. Even anywhere I have it, I got my Duke stuff.
Fantastic. It's so good to hear your voice, my friend. Congratulations on all your success, and don't be a stranger.
I appreciate it. I'm going to have to figure out, hey, I might have to figure out a spring game or something maybe coming up.
You're always
should.
welcome. You're
Yes.
always welcome.
You can hop on the board, help Cole out.
Yeah, no, for sure. And tell Brandon and the team, everyone up there, I say hello and I miss them.
Very good. Take care of yourself. Go Bucks in the playoffs.
Go Thunder.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll see you, Greg. I'll see you, Cole. Bye, Jessica. We'll see you guys. Talk later.
Bye.
There he is, Andrew Daddy, our former producer, is now working in the G League for the Bucks organization, and that's awesome. You can go down and hang out in Milwaukee, probably see some playoff action up there. That's great.
Yeah, but hopefully my team wins over his in the end. But
It's always got to
no,
be that.
but we text a lot still and keep in touch, and he's been trying to call in, and so he had asked me, he wanted to call in yesterday. He's like, no, you got to wait till Greg's there.
Yeah,
so
heck
he said, when should I call in? I was like, now. So glad we could get him on.
Great to hear from him. Hey, folks, Sarpy County, where great food, drink, shopping, concerts, and fun await you. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. Well, we've been talking about Isaiah Neyor, a transfer into the Husker program in the offseason from the University of Texas, big wide receiver. Jessica had a chance recently to catch up with Isaiah.
Here with wide receiver Isaiah Neyor. Well, how has it been settling into Nebraska?
It's been amazing. You know, from day one I first came here, you know, it felt like home to me. So the transition has been really smooth, and I've been really excited. So I'm glad to be here.
Before we dive into spring football, I did want to go back to that. When you make your decision to transfer, when you came here, what was it about this program, this fit, Nebraska, that you felt like it was the right spot for you?
You know, like I said, the coaches, you know, they made it feel like home. You know, I talked to Coach G. He told me what his plans were, what the needs were, and, you know, I felt like this would be a good fit for me coming in. So, you know, it's a great group of guys, great group of coaches, and I feel like all in all, you know, it's just a wonderful place to be at. So I'm excited.
What's that relationship been like developing with Garrett McGuire after the initial just conversations and to where it is now?
It's been great, you know, having a coach like him. You know, he's obviously young and full of energy, so I'm glad to have him there. And, you know, he keeps you to a high standard. You know, he holds everybody to a high standard, and that's what he expects out of everybody every day. So I'm just glad to have him as a receiver coach.
What was your approach coming into this, being that you are an older guy, there's a lot of younger guys in the room, but kind of finding your niche and fitting in with this program and this offense?
You know, just me being an experienced guy, I don't look at it any different. You know, just come in, you know, make relationships, you know, learn from some of the guys. You know, there's things that I can learn from them. There's things that they can learn from me. So, you know, I just be my own person. You know, I don't change at all. So just continue to be the person I've always been.
Talked with the quarterbacks a couple weeks ago, and all of them mentioned you, and it seems like you have been able to develop a rapport with all three. What goes into that as a wide receiver when there's three different guys and there's not a starter, but just making sure that you're developing those connections with every single guy?
My goal is to make it as comfortable for each of them as possible. You know, I want them to come out there and be able to feel comfortable, knowing that there's, you know, I'm gonna do the right thing and, you know, do what I have to do. So, you know, it's awesome having all three of those guys. It's really a blessing. You know, all three guys are super talented, and, you know, like I said, just making it comfortable for all three of them.
What was your goals? What did you want to accomplish going into spring? You've been a part of spring football before, but this spring with Nebraska, what were you hoping to accomplish here?
Get off to a fast start. You know, I don't want to kind of come in a little slowly, so get off to a fast start. I want to, you know, execute plays, limit the mistakes, learn from the coaches, learn as much as I can, and, you know, perform at a really high level consistently. So that was my goals coming in the spring.
been to a few practices. You've certainly made your fair share of plays, but it seems like there's a lot of guys that can make plays in that wide receiver room. How important is that to have a number of different guys that can do different things that you can throw the ball to?
It is very, very important. You know, you don't want to always have one receiver that you kind of have to rely on every single play. You know, to have multiple receivers that can go out there and make plays, you know, it makes it easier on the quarterback, you know, and you know, just it's easy for guys to go out there, you know, and when you're going against a defense, they have to focus on more than one person. They don't have to pinpoint one guy and, you know, stay on that guy. They have more guys that they have to focus on. So it's great to have a lot of receivers make plays.
Seems like you guys really celebrate each other, too, when you make the plays. How much fun is that to be a part of that?
It's really fun. You know, we put in a lot of hard work, and, you know, we deserve to go out there and celebrate each other when we make a play. So it's a cool moment. It's very cool, and, you know, looking for many more moments like that.
There's a lot of depth and talent in the wide receiver room. There's a lot of depth and talent in the defensive backs room. How have those battles been shaken out throughout spring?
It's been fun. You know, it's been very, very competitive. A lot of trash talking. I enjoy every bit of it. I love it. You know, that's all the game is about. You know, competing. You know, iron sharpening iron. Just, you know, continually making each other better. So, I think it's great for both groups, and, you know, each group is elevating because of that. So, yeah.
Who's the guy that you're really kind of matching up with and battling it out with?
I like all of them, but I will say I like Tommy. You know, I like going against him. Obviously, a very talented, experienced corner. You know, and I like, you know, just the talking, and, you know, just going against a guy who's been there, who's played in those games. So, like, I think it's very, very fun. But all in all, I like going against all those guys. All those guys are super competitive, and, you know, they make each other better. So.
You know, what's been implemented, the guys that came back really truly believe what they established last season. But for you coming into that, how much are you buying in? Do you love kind of what's being established or what's being done here for Nebraska football?
I'm buying in completely. You know, obviously I wasn't here last year, but seeing the things that took place last year from a distance, you know, I think the guys have a pretty great mindset coming into this next season, and we're all bought in. Everybody is playing with the chip on their shoulder, and I think that if we continue doing what we're doing, you know, things will continue to progress for us. So that's what I'll say about that.
You guys had your first scrimmage last Saturday, but what does this offense need to continue to do here over these next couple of weeks to be where you want to be when spring chapter closes?
Just be consistent. You know, we make plays, and, you know, make plays every single practice. You know, don't take no practices off. Be the same, hold the standard. So once we set the standard, you know, play to that standard every single practice. You know, I think if we do a great job of that, you know, the sky's the limit for us. So I'm excited for our offense.
All right, you're a Texas guy, and there's a lot of Texas ties on this, and they always say that when Nebraska was at its best, they had those Texas guys running through here. How special has that been just to connect? I mean, Garrett McGuire's a Texas guy, Coach Rule was in Texas, but just, you know, to be able to share that, knowing that they are familiar with that Texas football.
I think it's amazing, you know, having those guys, those Texas relatives, you know, just you kind of have that connection. And I think it's amazing, you know, coming around here, being a Texas native and seeing that there's multiple Texas natives out here. You know, it just, you know, makes you feel like you're at home all over again. So it's great to be out here with that. So
awesome stuff. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
He was great talking to him, but I'm telling you, every practice that I've been to, it doesn't take long that he's making a play. And Searles is a huge fan of his. And, you know, continues to develop. I think he's going to be a real special talent for this offense.
Got a lot of speed to burn, and so he needs to be a big player. I think they're counting on him and Banks with all those younger ones like Jalen Lloyd and Malachi and those guys as well.
Just having all those different receivers that you can throw different looks, different personnel, and, you know, that's what Searles and I were joking about last year. By the end of the year, it was like, hey, the 3 or 4 guys we got, everybody's got to go because it was just so thin by the end of it. So,
right.
You know, the more depth you have that you can do different looks and really build some plays around, the better.
Husker fans, check out the all-new Hy-Vee Perks program. Sign up for this totally free Hy-Vee Perks program and enjoy exclusive perks, pricing on hundreds of items in-store and online. Score big savings today at Hy-Vee.com/perks. perks. We're back to talk some Husker tennis. We'll do that next.
Hey Huskers, it's a new day in Nebraska. Manzer Equipment, Mertz Farm Equipment, and West Point Implement of Columbus have teamed up as True Ag and Turf. Coach Rule is bringing innovation and high-performance standards to Husker football, and True Ag is doing the same to your farm with game-changing Fendt equipment. As Big Red establishes power on the field, True Ag and Turf does the same in the field by welcoming Fendt to Nebraska.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Other irrigation companies are finally discovering what T&L Irrigation is known for decades. Continuous movement is the best way to irrigate. While they'll have you pay for complicated upgrades to get steady, even water application with their high-voltage electric systems, all T&L Irrigation pivots and linears are propelled safely and smoothly by powerful hydrostatic drive. Continuous movement isn't new, it's the T&L standard. Don't get talked into a reinvented wheel. Pick the proven original. Call your T&L Irrigation dealer today or visit TLIRR.com. T&L, like no other.
Experience a redefined car buying experience with Woodhouse Mazda. Visit the Metro's exclusive Mazda dealers and explore our exceptional lineup, like the versatile and capable Mazda CX-50 or the sleek and modern Mazda CX-30. Right now, receive a low APR of 3.49% for 60 months or 4.49 APR for 72 months on our full lineup of 2024 Mazda 3 hatchbacks. With approved credit, tax title license extra when financed through Mazda Financial Services. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires April 30th, 2024. See dealer for details.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. I'm Jessica Coody, and it's a big weekend coming up this weekend for Nebraska men's tennis. The final regular season 2 matches for the team. It's senior day, and also the #1 ranked team in the country, Ohio State, will be here on Friday night. And to talk with us about all of that, we have the two team captains of the team this year, Nick Wiedenhorn and Shania Mariama, and we appreciate you guys being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks so much. Thanks a lot.
Okay, well, it's going to be a big weekend coming up this weekend, but before we dive into that, you guys are coming off 2 big wins on the road in Big Ten play. How much confidence does this team have right now, Nick?
I mean, winning on the road in the Big Ten is never easy. So beating 2 good teams always gives us a lot of confidence. Of course, Ohio might be a little bit on a different stage than that, but we treat every match the same. So we're feeling good coming into this week. We had a good week of practice so far, so I'd say we're ready.
You guys were selected as team captains this year. What has it meant to you to serve as the leaders of this team, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor for me that the guys trust me and the coaches trust me. I feel like as a team captain, it doesn't make a big difference in a way that everybody still has the same say, everything is still the same. But yeah, it was just important for us that the guys know they can come to us whatever they have, that we kind of build a connection or bond, communication part within the coaches and the guys. And I think the guys, I hope, trust us. But over time, we just got closer and closer, and you get to know the people better. That also means you get to know which buttons to push. And yeah, it's an honor to represent the guys in that way.
How special has it been for you to be a captain this year?
I was not the guy like being a captain, like when I think about the first couple of years, but now I'm being the captain of the team and representing the team. So I'm honored to be, part of the history of the Nebraska tennis team. And also we're just big part of that connection between coaches and other players. So I'm really happy that being in a position of that I can make differences in the program. So
Nick, you're from Germany, Shania, you're from Japan, and I think Husker fans would be interested to hear, we were chatting about this, but what is Keisei Tominaga? How big of a deal is he in Japan?
He's really big. Like, everyone knows him, especially if you like basketball. Like, my family is coming in town this weekend, and they want its, signature, like it's good to something. So, yeah, everyone knows him.
What's that been like for you to have a fellow Husker and to see what he's done and to represent Nebraska and Japan?
Yeah, personally, like, he always motivated me. Like, every time I see him like success on the basketball, like I feel like I need to catch up a little bit. Yeah. And in Japan, like when he did something good in the basketball, like he's gonna be on the TV, he's gonna be on the social media. So yeah, it just makes me motivate more.
Very cool. So it's going to be a special weekend, and I want to dive into the matchups, but you guys both have some special visitors. We're going to have some special visitors here this weekend. Tell us about that. How exciting is it? How thankful are you guys to have your families here this weekend?
Yeah, it's great. My mom just came in a couple of days ago. She hasn't been here ever since I got here.
Really?
Yeah, so it's really fun to have her. I also haven't seen her since August. It's great to spend some time with her. But also, the first couple of years were just not easy coming in with COVID as international people. But it's cool to show her the campus, the facilities, because we don't have those big things in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to see her where I've been living the last 4 years, and also for her to get to know the people that took care of me, and maybe also makes her understand a little bit more how I, not changed, but how I developed the last couple of years. And I think it's just nice to have her in this environment and see how everything is here.
Or how excited are you to have your family here?
I'm really excited having them, and my dad and sister are coming. Unfortunately, my mom cannot come because she has to work, but yeah, they're really excited to come see my tennis in Lincoln.
Have they been here before?
No, it's the first time.
Wow.
Ever since,
45 years. So yeah, my dad loves watching tennis. Like when I'm in Japan in high school, he drove everywhere in Japan and come watch me play. So yeah, he has to be really excited.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, well, again, got Ohio State coming up on Friday night, and then we've got Penn State on Sunday. Let's start with Ohio State, #1 team in the country, and just what are the keys for you guys this weekend to maybe pick up a couple more wins before you guys head into the Big Ten tournament? Nick, if you want to start.
Yeah. Obviously, before the Big Ten tournament, it's a big weekend for everybody because the last standings are going to be revealed for who plays who in the tournament. But obviously, always having the #1 team in the country is a big chance for us. And yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited because I know we've done a lot of hard work. So did they, but I'm just excited to have them here. And like Coach said, we're going to shock the world, but we won't be shocked. So it's going to be a really cool weekend. Just for us, I think the keys are staying together as a team and make it as tough as we can. And I think that's probably the most important thing for us.
Yeah, this week in practice, we were just emphasizing on attacking, being aggressive on the court. Like, even we play against #1 team in the world, like we need to be able to see ourselves like winning and overcoming the outcomes that we're gonna face. So yeah, we're just gonna be ready to attack.
You guys are 15-8 on the season, but the best record in the last 13 seasons and 15 wins, the most since 2011. And you're not done yet, but just, in terms of kind of setting up this program moving forward, what has that meant to you this season to be able to do something that hadn't been done here in a while to again, set the tone for what could potentially be done with this program moving forward under Peter Cobelt and this coaching staff?
I just think it shows how committed people here are. My first year, we hadn't really had a great record. And each year the record has gotten better. We've gotten bigger wins. The team's gotten better. So I just think that shows how committed the players, the coaching staff is, but also the people around, because without them we couldn't do it. So it's really exciting to see after 4 years how things change a little bit. And I know it's my last year, but I'm just excited to see the guys keep doing that and just build and build year for year.
Yeah, I have the same perspective, but along with him, after seeing the result 15-8, I feel like we could have been, better. Like it's not like something special that we just did this year, and that means we just got better than last couple of years. And I feel like we're still hungry. Like we're not satisfied with the results yet. So yeah, hopefully the coaches and the players gonna be here in the next year. I want them to get like more motivated. I want them to feel they can do more. Yeah.
Love that. Well, you guys are going to run out for the final time here at home. We've talked a lot about just your journeys, but what has it meant to you over the last 4 years to be a Husker, to wear that in? Nick?
Like I mentioned earlier, way more than I could ever expect. We don't have college sports in Germany. So coming here, I thought, okay, it's playing a little bit of sport and enjoying your time. But I would never think that being a Husker, being at the University of Nebraska, just could mean so much to me. And all the things we've integrated in the team culture that I developed as a person, I just think it's going to shape my future a little bit, because those 4 years really have been a learning moment for me, to experience it, to understand what it means to be a Husker.
Yeah, I can say the last 5 years are the best, 5 years in my life. Like I love Nebraska and wearing N on my chest. So yeah, even if I graduate Nebraska, I always wear the Husker years. This is a really special place, and I love Nebraska. So, yeah, it was a cool place.
Great stuff. Okay, for fans listening in, give us a pitch. Why do they need to come out and watch you guys this weekend?
The more, the better. I think it's going to be a great weekend tennis-wise to watch. Also, the energy, the level will be great. It's always great to have as many people as we can out there. And it's our last weekend at home, so it would be nice to have as many people as we could and just squeeze out every inch where we can get a little bit.
Should be an exciting weekend again. All get started 5 o'clock against Ohio State, the #1 ranked team in the country on Friday. And if that didn't get you guys excited to get out to watch this team play, there's also going to be giveaways this weekend as well. You could win a TV on Friday night before the match against Ohio State, and Valentino's Pizza giveaway on Sunday. And as always, free admission. It's a great atmosphere. Get on out there and watch this team as they close out the regular season before heading into the Big Ten tournament. Nick, Shania, appreciate your time, and it's been certainly great to watch your guys' career as Huskers, and enjoy senior day, and best of luck this weekend. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
All right, we're going to step aside for a break here on Sports Nightly. Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands and 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside-Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the Trail-Tamin 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works for me, and it can work for you too. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside-Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers! Huskers.
Woodhouse Nissan is an easy choice when shopping for your next vehicle. Lease the 2024 Nissan Sentra SV with $0 down for just $297 a month, or purchase for $341 a month for 75 months through NMAC financing. This is Woodhouse Nissan. Lease for 36 months, 5,000 miles per year with approved credit, tax, title, license extra, first payment, and $299 doc fee due at signing. Discounted price based on a sale price of $22,009. $500 MY24 Sentra NMAC bonus cash rebate and $750 NMAC cash rebate available towards deal. VIN number RY275251. Offer expires April 30th, 2024. See dealer for details.
Husker fans, check out all new Hy-Vee Perks program. Get signed up for the totally free Hy-Vee Perks program, and you can enjoy exclusive perks pricing on hundreds of items in-store and online. Score big savings today at Hy-Vee.com/perks. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody back with you here on a Thursday night, 402-413-2400. The number if you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text. Mark has a question for you. With Zion out tomorrow, it looks like Sacramento might snag that last spot. Which team do you think OKC matches up better with?
Well, without Zion, it's the Pelicans, but I don't know if the Pelicans can beat the Kings without Zion.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be Sacramento. I'm pretty sure they split. That was one team that the Thunder split with in the regular season. So, the thing about the playoffs is it becomes a series. And I know Sacramento relies heavily on just like their main starters. And a lot of times that's, can take a toll, but we'll see. I'm just excited that the Thunder are back.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And not only are they back, they're the number one seed, so they don't have to play like a team like Denver first round or second round, and so they got a really good shot. It's been fun to watch from afar because, again, that's kind of like here. There was not a professional team when I was growing up, and so when they came, the whole state rallied behind the Thunder, and so I've remained a fan, but they're young, they're fun to watch, and I hope the youth doesn't come to play, and it probably will, especially if they face like a team like Denver. But that was a problem with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook when they made the finals. They just were so inexperienced. They were in over their heads in the finals, but I'm just glad that they're back.
The Nuggets get the Lakers. That'll be an interesting first-round matchup. This is about the time that I'll start kind of locking into the NBA a little bit. I'm so college-oriented until now, but I'll start watching some playoffs.
I pay attention, but I really lock in this time, and even more so now that the Thunder are in it. So we'll see. But I don't know. As far as this matchup, that's the great thing about being the 1 seed and you get an 8 seed.
You should get somebody you should handle.
Both of those teams that the Thunder should be able to handle.
I agree. I know you brushed on this last night. Congrats to Jazz Shelley, third-round draft pick in the WNBA draft by Phoenix. Congratulations to her. That's fantastic. Hopefully she can go. I know that and they're even talking about expansion now in the WNBA because there's too many players for these teams. They don't have enough spots to really take all the good players and put them on teams.
Yeah, it's a huge problem. And then, for some of these teams, I was reading an article the other day about it, even though maybe some of the younger talent might be better or more talent, they lean towards having some experience and playing at that level. And so it's just hard to get a spot, especially when you're beyond that first round. And so hopefully, however the situation plays out in Phoenix, that Jazz can maybe get a spot, but they need to expand, and with as much interest, if the viewership of the women's college basketball, if the viewership of the WNBA draft, if that didn't show you that, hey, you can find a good spot for a team, I think they absolutely should, and they should figure out a way to get at least one, maybe two more teams. But it would be very worthwhile, and I think now that we're seeing the trend. Now we will see how it continues once the season starts with Caitlin Clark, but I fully believe the Caitlin Clark effect will move into the WNBA, and not just her. There's a handful now. Paige Beckers is the it girl. So there's some superstars now that I think people will continue to follow. That now's the time to do it, and I think you can have some success at it.
Their season starts in just a couple of weeks. If you're bored tonight at home, Indiana's spring football game is currently live on BTN. So you could watch, and they are an opponent of the Cornhuskers in the fall. Nebraska will go to Bloomington for only the second time since joining the league in mid-October. So when we go back there to play the Hoosiers for a game. So that's tonight. There's a bunch of spring games this weekend. I know Illinois is this weekend, Michigan State, Last weekend you had Penn State, Ohio State. And then, of course, ours is 9 days away. Tickets available. So the forecast looks okay. So if you've been kind of holding out on that, maybe now's the time to get your tickets.
Yes, get your tickets. Should be fun. Much better. Even no matter what it is, it'll be better than last year.
Yeah,
Last year was cold. It was miserable.
And was it this weekend or even the weekend before? Like right around tax day, wasn't it? Last year's spring game wasn't it like the middle of the month?
Yes. Yeah.
So a little bit later on. Although last weekend here was 80 degrees on Saturday. Woodhouse Auto Family, they are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. Oh, boy. We know what's next. Cole's joke of the week as we come back to wrap up tonight's show.
Woodhouse has been delivering you confidence in car buying since 1975. And now we're giving you the convenience of doing it 100% online with Buy Now. Anytime, from anywhere, you can compare hundreds of hand-picked, safety-inspected, pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs that are available to purchase completely online. Shop smarter with personalized, estimated payments on all the inventory. Apply for financing and schedule your driveway delivery all online. Woodhouse, delivering a better way to car buy online with Buy Now.
Don't miss out on limited-time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
Husker fans, it's baseball season, and your Nebraska baseball team wants to see you at Haymarket Park. Season tickets, diamond deals, and single game tickets are on sale now. Get your tickets today and help the Huskers show everyone in the country why there is no place like Nebraska. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm Broadcasting Major Jake Schrantz with Campus News. Fall 2023 enrollment figures show positive growth for UNL, with a higher number of first-time students and students from Nebraska compared to previous years. With 72% of undergraduate students receiving scholarships or financial aid, UNL is committed to providing affordable, world-class education for Nebraskans.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works for me, and it can work for you too. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf, or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
We're back, final segment of tonight's show and final show of the week. We have baseball tomorrow night. Huskers open a series with Maryland at Haymarket Park, 6:05. First pitch, 5:30 for pregame coverage. And they did announce today that Sunday's game has been moved back an hour. So not 1:05, which is what it has been saying on Huskers.com and all the scheduled places, but 12:05. And they should, anytime you play an East Coast team, you probably know you got to play at 12:05, just because to get a flight out of Omaha and for them to get back to campus, they got to be at 12. So I was shocked it took this long to figure that out, but there we go. Sunday at 12:05.
You're not hitting the panic button, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. They've blown some ninth inning leads, but I think they'll get that figured out. I think they'll have a good weekend this weekend. I do.
And maybe make
and you
some,
got Sears and McConaughey going the next two games.
Yeah, and maybe making some tweaks to the bullpen, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe some different roles for guys. And I think that's probably fine. Kyle Perry was so good early, but he's hit a bump, and that's fine. You just got to shuffle somebody else in there. So even though they lost the other night, there were some guys that really threw well in the game for Nebraska. So that was kind of a positive.
It's just amazing what it does for a college baseball team when you have two dominant pitchers on Friday,
Right.
Saturday.
Huge.
At Oklahoma, when John Gray and Dylan Overton were there, it was crazy.
You feel like you're going to win every game that they're on the mound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You at least win every series, you know?
I know there's a lot of panic out there. There's a lot of got to change the coaches and all that after a bad week. But come on, people. This team's still 23-10 on the year and having a really good year. And their RPI is 20th, so they're still really way up there in the RPI. But tomorrow night, Maryland at the ballpark. David will be with Ben Friday and Saturday. I might be there with them on Sunday. Hope to be out there on Sunday. Well, here with us tonight, Cole Hartman.
Let's go.
Thank you. I had a week off.
Duke did a good job.
I felt ill last week, but Duke filled in.
He did a good job.
He did a good job. This week, I wanted to, I don't know if you guys heard this news. There is a new restaurant on the surface of the moon that just opened up. People are conflicted, though. The early reviews of this place, that people are saying the food's great, but there's no atmosphere.
Oh, my. Pretty good.
I liked it. I'll give that a 7.5. That's a pretty solid joke.
Thank you.
I'll give it like a 7.25.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. That's good.
As always, well delivered.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Laid it out there perfectly for
Yes.
us.
With no, people got to know I have no script. this is all.
Off the cuff, or is it a real comedian?
Yeah, I like how
They
you transition into it like you're telling us a story. So
Comedians,
Gotta make
comedians
it
don't
believe-
have scripts. You go up there on the stage
Right.
and deliver the deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Nice.
Thanks for letting me keep doing this.
I think you're gonna have a sponsor here before it's all said and done.
Sales is out hitting the streets on this thing.
We will see.
7.66. We got a 6.5. We got a 9. Husker and Hanover really liked your joke. A solid 8 from Doug. So, yeah, some good early return. 8.99.
Justin says, ha, 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 8.989.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty solid one.
Yeah.
Food's good, but
No atmosphere.
no atmosphere.
They just can't blame them.
Yeah. Jim said gives you a 7.
Okay. All right. That's pretty fine. Very good.
Doug says a solid 8.
I think that was solid.
Yeah.
That was really good. It made me chuckle. So, and,
Ethan said he gives you a 7, and he was expecting a Duke payback after Duke giving you a zinger last week.
oh, was that part of Duke's thing was a zinger?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I missed
You
that.
have to go back and listen.
I will. I will have to go back.
It's too long for me to tell you, but it's hilarious. Yeah.
They're predicting that Cole will get an NIL deal out of this whole thing. So that would be cool.
He might have a complete change of professions before this thing is all said and done.
We may have launched a career for him. 855 from Steve. That was really solid, really sound. Good way to finish it up here tonight. We're 9 days out from a spring broadcast. You ready?
I'm getting there.
It's kind of your show, particularly in the second half. We just go, Jessica, just interview everybody down there.
I like it because there's always pieces, but then you get to talk to some of the guys right after they. And what my favorite part is some of those young players that have never played in front of Husker Nation or the transfers, and they're always overwhelmed, even at the spring game.
Yeah.
So it's always fun. I'm excited.
And a lot of athletic department people. You'll see some of our other head coaches will be down there because a lot of people recruit to the weekend as well.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that'll be fun. 9 days out for that. Damon, Jessica, and I will have the broadcast for you starting at 9 a.m. on Saturday, the 27th. Folks, Woodhouse Auto Family, they are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. That's it for Sports Nightly for the week. We're back with you on Monday. Husker baseball headed your way tomorrow night as the Big Red entertain the Terrapins of Maryland. Have yourself a great weekend.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works for me, and it can work for you too. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
A few drinks at home after work, a couple of hits at a party with some friends, over-the-counter drugs for a minor illness, a new daily prescription, and you're not quite sure how it makes you feel. It doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If it impairs you, driving becomes deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free